I was traveling from one city to another on a private bus, where a man sitting next to me helped me with my luggage. At night, he put his hand down my shorts and felt my ass. I ignored it, assuming I had imagined it. When I realized the truth, I shouted at him. The bus driver did nothing, and I remember feeling dirty for days. But I was wearing denim shorts. It was my fault, wasn't it? I didn't know what living in persistent fear was, until a family friend decided to replace our mundane everyday toys with some other game. He forced me to sit with my vagina on his mouth, and it didn't feel right. Fortunately, my mother arrived at the right time, but I could never be a 6-year-old again. I was a 12-year-old boy seeking a replacement for my punctured football. I went to a self-styled football coach and found 2 boys sleeping on the floor of his room. This man, whom I respected, forced me to sit on his lap, put his hand inside my shorts and violated me. I fought him, but it was all in vain. But I'm a boy, so you'd laugh it off, wouldn't you? I was 11 years old, and I was immersed in my evening play like any other 11-year-old. One fine evening, the offender slipped his hand over my hardly visible breasts and my vagina. Fear clawing at my throat, I felt like I'd explode out of terror. Just after he threw me on his bed, intending to go further, his wife came back home. But she saw nothing. I couldn't speak or think straight for a long time. Keep strangers at bay, they say, but he was family. I grew up in his lap, and he took the comfort away from me with his alien touch. He wasn't alien. His touch was. And since then, life has been full of alien touches and days of struggle trying to avoid them. I was a 12-year-old, traveling on the train, accompanied by 2 teachers. I called the stranger uncle, and he told me he had always wanted a daughter. By nightfall, things had changed. I woke up with his hand inside my sweater, and when I asked him what he was doing, he moved away. I complained to my teacher, but he wasn't a nice uncle for me anymore. I was 4 years old. I didn't even know what arousal or sex was. A carpenter came over to work on our new house one day. I remember, as I sat watching him carve wood, he started touching my nipples. I was utterly confused. I thought I had done something wrong. I was petrified. He proceeded to touch my vagina. Funny how memory works. I don't even remember what happened after. Or maybe I don't want to. But I can still feel his calloused hands on my body. I was 4 years old. I couldn't stop him. I haven't spoken a word about it ever since. Would you say that it was my fault that I didn't stop him? On my birthday night, an intoxicated friend of mine who came for the party stayed back at my place. My cousins, my friend, and I slept in the same room that night. A foreign touch woke me up at 2:30. I saw my friend on top of me, groping my breasts. I pretended that I had seen a ghost and pushed him off. I didn't utter a word that night. But he was my friend. So you're going to blame me, aren't you? I live in a world that would rather question the victim than the perpetrator. A society that would rather see me drown than see my abusers punished. And a culture that enables you to blame me. This is my reality. But it shouldn't be.